long as it works.
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're live, just so everybody knows. I start 5 minutes before, just so I know if there's problems.
News are saying that we're getting a street light at the intersection. Did you see that?
Yeah, some of the news last night.
Where did that?
Excuse me. That'll generate some conversation.
Yeah, so thanks for that, TMJ4.
Well, somebody from the village gave him that information. Hey. Hey, oh, it's a chili cook-off. I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, massive success.
Good.
Was the biggest one, busiest one, most amount of money. The guy that won, they always do a raffle,
Yeah.
50-50.
Okay.
They donated the pot back to the chili cook-off. The woman goes like, no, it's yours. You go like, no, I'm giving it to you.
Cool.
So, everybody was super happy.
That's great.
Rob won.
Yeah, what number? Who won, do you remember? Do you remember who won?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Forced to whatever. Food force or something. Yeah, I think.
No, it was when I texted you,
Yep.
people were asking
I'm
me.
sure.
Because,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Wait. Yeah, I had no idea.
We were there all day.
Yeah,
There are being like siblings. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Did I hear your mother's not well?
And she passed on Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adam.
Happened fast. So.
I'm sorry yesterday that she wasn't well, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
That happened super fast.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
we found out about the cancer of, like on the 19th of January.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That is fast.
That's crazy. Keep that good for you if you want something.
There was never symptoms until she was hospitalized for it, so. Don't smoke. I tell you guys, don't smoke.
Yeah, was it lung cancer? Yeah.
Metastasize to her brain, or liver, or bones.
We're preparing for the next one.
There's many.
It's like, it's supposed to be nice.
You can work this out.
These are not fun.
We can-
Okay.
I have a friend right here, it's all in all, potentially four
Yeah.
listed.
What they are.
Jump rope?
Oh.
I don't know. The
Both
question is-
Correct. I have another one. There's a lot of big difference in another one. Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Just a cat.
Who's online, Barry?
Yeah, Adam will be available until 11:15, then there's another meeting he needs to come to.
We'll be done with that.
He's like,
From your mouth to.
We'll be done. Choo-choo. Well, we'll be done with the CIP.
For a while.
Yes.
Look forward, they were really walking in.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Dave.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Adam.
Rob, are you okay with the CIP for sewer and water? Okay. Did we need to go through that?
I wanna make a couple comments.
Okay, okay. Morning, Susan.
How are you doing?
I'd like to call to order the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting today on Wednesday, February 11 at 10:30 a.m. Trustees Umans and Ryder are present, so we have a quorum. And our primary objective this morning is to review and get ready for board approval of a CIP plan for 25 through 31. So what my proposal, my suggestion was we go through the items and look at the items. One, does it belong on the list? Two, is the timing right? And three, is the amount right? So that we can get a finalized plan. Is that, Rob, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rob, you had some comments on the sewer and water portion before we go through the levy supported?
Yeah. Well, first of all, so if you look at the 2026, the 1,250,000 and the 1,250,000 balance each other out. It's coming in, it's coming out. Basically, anything sewer and water, we have enough money for the projects that are scheduled and here through 2028.
Okay,
And then we have more. So beyond that, and Doug is redoing some of the numbers, so I get those tomorrow.
and so it's funded through 228?
Yes, at least. So then the biggest projects are coming in where we need money for 2030, 2031.
Right.
And that, I'm thinking we should borrow that under a utility bond, meaning it doesn't go under the municipal bond, and then it's separated out, so.
Okay, we can,
So
we've got some time to address that,
we
obviously.
have some time to address it, but that comes up, the reason I'm saying that is because of the 2029, the amount that is in there for borrowing. So that will be separated, so we can take anything, water and sewer. But for now, I think what we should concentrate is what we're gonna borrow now.
Right.
Agree to the project and borrow now.
Okay.
Okay.
So from a borrowing perspective, any sewer and water projects through 2028 don't need to be considered for borrowing.
Right, exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mary, my suggestion was we go through the list of, particularly the levy supported projects, and decide, does the project belong on the list? Is the timing right? And is the amount correct?
Sure.
All right. Okay. First item on the list is bank building purchase and renovation, $450,000 this year. I think that's a no-brainer. Right?
Yeah, so it's, yeah, exactly, we can go.
Okay. DPW plow truck in 2026 for $300,000. Or, sorry, Wayne?
Yeah.
We got several library items on here. I'm on the library board and was at the library board meeting yesterday, and the library would like to defer action on their projects for at least a year. While they consider whether or not they want to propose renovating.
Oh, so the 125 goes to 2000.
So I moved the 125 to 2027. And the library carpet and flooring to 2027. And the library bathrooms to 2027. Okay?
Just a point of order here. Adam, are you making these notes on your end?
I am.
Perfect, thank you.
A new squad car in 2026 and 2027.
Yeah,
I think those are.
yeah, we agreed to all of that already.
Wayne, a new mower in 26 for $32,000.
Yep.
Okay. Whose utility vehicle is this? This year's?
Mine. Yep.
Then we got the ubiquitous pine tree.
Well, that definitely doesn't need to be there for 26. It would be 27 or 28 by the time discussion's done and
Okay,
anything else that needs to be done.
assuming it doesn't fall over in the meantime.
Pine
Let's-
trees don't do that. They don't fall over.
They don't fall over.
They
They just
become
die.
skeletons, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's move the $30,000 to 2027. Remove the library carpet document scanning.
If we could keep that, that would be great.
Okay, let's leave it in.
Yeah.
Public Works furnace. Remove the library bathrooms. Mobile speed board sign.
Yes.
Yes.
We got it.
Geneva Street, Cedar Point Drive is until 2030.
Yeah.
Edgewater Park playground improvements, $150,000.
That's in 27.
Leave it in?
I can leave that.
I have some reservations about spending that much money
It
on.
seems like a lot, but we do get complaints about it. And I will say that it is a prominent feature for our visitors to see about our village, you know, so we don't want some rundown, crummy, unsafe playground, you know, equipment,
Right.
you know, that people are gonna see and kind of, you know, our reputation is a little bit kind of, you know, there.
The prices that we had gotten 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago,
Yeah,
were in the 90s.
yeah, so it's gonna be 150. I guess my question is whether or not we want to do that. Dave?
Just for your consideration, if this might be a project that could likely be considered as tourism related, that might be worth moving it off a year.
Oh, okay.
But we aren't gonna, given the schedule that we looked at for tonight's meeting, that we won't see any tourism revenue before 29.
It's a matter of.
Yeah, I don't think we should wait that.
Steve, you're in charge of Parks and Lakefront.
Yeah, I think I would leave it in 2027. I think there are some safety issues there.
That
Okay,
current
yeah.
playground,
Some of the.
that current playground system is over 20 years old.
Yeah, so I would just leave it.
Okay. It stays on for 2027 for 150. Anybody get any more idea what the green initiative is for
I thought
$50,000?
we discussed that before and crossed it off.
Okay. We'll take it
We
off.
didn't know what it was.
Does anyone have an explanation of what it was?
No, we don't.
Okay.
That's why we crossed it off.
It's gone. DPW truck for $45,000. Wayne, is that your, must be yours?
Yeah, that's my truck.
Not yet.
It might be in 27.
Just said not yet.
Lions Park batting cage replacement,
We should leave that.
$45,000 worth,
35.
35, yeah,
35.
$35,000.
but still, yeah.
Steve?
I think there has to be a bigger discussion about that park up there, but. And I don't, the batting cage replacement, 35,
Yeah, let's see.
I'd probably move it to 28.
Okay. Let's move the $45,000 to 28.
35.
No, the
35. I'm sorry, I keep getting the wrong one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need a ruler.
I do. Yeah, we need a discussion about where our rec
Yeah.
department's gonna be.
Yeah, I think,
We spent a lot of money on Theater Road fields and now we're
Yeah.
spending money on Lions Park.
yeah,
Those
so
make sense.
there's got to be a discussion.
Okay. Move the $35,000 to 2028. Public Works Salt Barn, $25,000.
I would remove that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason is, can you tell them about Kikkoman?
That's only gonna cover a little bit,
A little bit?
yes.
Is this for repairs and you're thinking it might need to be replaced?
Right, yeah, so the 25,000 was for re-siding and ours has some structural issues that should be addressed.
Any building that houses salt is gonna have structural issues.
Rather than stick money in the siding, we need to consider down the road replacement.
Well, do you want to change the CIP to increase the amount and put it back in time, or?
I think after 31 or in that age area there would be
Okay,
a good time to discuss that.
we'll discuss it next time. Whose utility vehicle is this? Must be rec departments?
I don't know what that is supposed to be.
I have no idea.
I think it's like a gator.
Yeah.
I think it's for rec.
For that, yeah.
Well,
That's for that.
I would say we don't need it. We're saving, the utility vehicle that Public Works is replacing, we're keeping the old one. So the rec department has one to use.
Okay. So we'll take that $15,000 off. Elementary school area street improvements, $900,000. There was some discussion about financing this through a TID.
Yeah.
Which I think if in fact, is the developer willing to go pay-go, do you know?
Have not had those conversations. Wanted to get the direction from committee first, and
We can make it an agenda item.
we can put it on March.
And the increment will be because it is now institutional zoning and it's going to change
It is
to
largely tax exempt.
residential, so there will be a big increment then.
It's taxed very low as it exists today, so presumably the benefit would be to establish a TID this year before those values go up based on, I don't know, what the
Oh,
purchase price
sure,
was or.
Adam,
Yeah.
before October 1st.
No, I talked to him just before this meeting, just to see how serious he was about actually moving forward, so that you could have some guidance.
Yeah.
And he plans to have, a year from this spring is when he wants to put in his first home.
Wow,
Oh, really?
He's got a demo, he's got his.
pretty ambitious.
So then-
He's got a lot of demo, he's got a lot of site work to do.
Yeah,
But then we have a deadline to get them set up.
if we want to capture the.
And is that October 1st again?
Adam?
It's, yeah, it's the 31st to get everything submitted to the DOR and have an effective date of January 1st.
Which would then use the tax value from this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have the 2025, 2026 values, and then anything assessed after that would be included as new.
Okay. But I guess it begs the question now, what do we do with the $900,000?
Personally, I would keep it there because
Keep
there's
it
no
there.
guarantee that
Okay.
the
I
TID
agree.
would be established.
Okay.
Lions Park.
Lions Park, $200,000?
I don't know what the Lions Park playground is.
That's new.
That's,
I don't know what that is.
that's been talk about expanding that playground for years.
We just built a new one there.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Okay,
I believe it has to do with, they have different ratings, like age groups. And if I remember correctly, the conversation was for more like a toddler.
That's right.
So-
We had
If you
talked
want-
about that.
If you want to leave this in, I'd move it out to like 29 or 30 until you see tourism money.
Yeah, right.
We did talk about it.
That's what I would
That
do
would be
with this.
with tourism thing.
let's move to 29.
Okay.
Wayne, a $50,000 chipper?
Yep, that'll be going.
Okay.
28, good?
Yep.
Okay.
Doug, we talked about this is the Geneva Street auto bridge, right? Not the pedestrian bridge. $40,000 in 28.
Yeah, for, repair work. That can slide. It's been.
Which one is it? Is it the Harris
So
Creek
when we
or?
redid that roadway back in 2012, the contractor repaired the abutments. He put he busted out what needed to be busted out, and he put the mortar patch back on, and it froze that night. And so it didn't adhere, so it just, it flaked off. So we have a structure, I believe it's stable. It just needs to have it redone as far as the mortar work.
And this is the pedestrian bridge, right?
No, this is
The
the
street
main
bridge.
roadway
Okay.
bridge.
And which bridge is it? Is it the Harris Creek Bridge or?
No, it's the one right next,
Southwick here.
yeah, Southwood Creek Bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And wouldn't be 40,000 to do that, right?
By the time you get there, you get the dams in, it turns into a $40,000.
No, I'm sure.
So we leave that in.
Library exterior painting, I think we can probably leave that in 28.
Yeah.
Lions Park concession stand.
I think this was siding repairs on that.
That's correct.
Do we have any intention of ever using that building?
It's used for storage.
Oh, okay. Leave it in?
Yeah, I would just leave it.
Okay. Parking lot improvements. I'm sure it's parking.
One parking.
There will be something.
My guess is this was the boat launch parking lot.
No,
No?
because if you look further down, I think there's a boat launch parking lot turnaround wish list for 2030.
Yeah,
That might have, you know what that might have been? Parking lot. Could that have been just for that area by the grate to the ramp at the launch?
You know, that could be the area that gets dug up by all the.
By the boat props and the skids. So why don't you leave it if that's what it is?
Can we leave it as late as 28?
It's pretty beat up in
Yeah,
that
it is,
area.
Let's move that back to 27. Wayne Library breaker panel. We deferred a number of the library items. I don't know how urgent they're electric.
It's not urgent, it's just ancient.
Okay,
So 28.
leave it in 28. Fire station unknown. Or should we put something in the CIP for fire station, at least fire station renovation? We're gonna have to do something. We got temporary buildings for up to 3 years.
Well, we
We can
have,
put a number in there as a placeholder.
Doug, what's the sense of the renovation cost if we were to renovate the current building to make it sleeping quarters?
I believe at the time that I looked at it, I guessed it at 1.4 million. But then I saw a set of plans come out after that from the fire department that was more extensive than that. So
I
I
was
wouldn't,
surprised.
it
so I
was 3
wouldn't be
million.
afraid to say it's probably close to 3 million.
I think that was to put on a second story above
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
bays back.
that's still cheaper than building a new building.
Or you can buy the building right next to it.
Okay, I think we ought to put some kind of money at some point in time for a fire station.
well, Mary has a meeting tomorrow on streets and highways and parking and all of the other stuff. And so I'm gonna bring this up tomorrow, so everybody starts thinking about it. This was not, I didn't think of this was recommended on Saturday. And the recommendation was move public works to tier the road in a new building. Then the fire department moves into the public works building and EMS. And then we have the building, they got all the room down there. So hang on for a second. We can also move the over boat storage to tier the road, and we can get all the parking. We'll discuss all of that tomorrow. But either way, it's gonna cost $1.5 million, whatever, for a new building on tier the road for public works.
Would it need to go to referendum?
Or we're gonna have to go to referendum anyway.
So
Or something like
I
that.
think modular building we're putting in down there will probably work to our advantage in that way. I think there's gonna be a lot of people not happy about that.
Yeah, you're right.
So, there's a solution, right? If you don't like it, we'll have to do something else.
We're gonna have to do a referendum anyway.
Yeah.
Probably in the fall of this year.
Oh,
So I would say since we are, for 3 years, we're gonna have an EMS thing. It'll be 3 years from now before we spend a lot of money on whatever we decide on. But that would be another option. And the new metal building that would be used for public works would be probably $1.5 million or something.
The soils in that area are garbage. The soils in that area are, go down at least 30 feet with piles to even get that last building in there.
Oh, which property are you talking about, Doug?
The public works
The
building,
one down the hill here?
all the soils are garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So spending the money to renovate that building for the fire department probably doesn't make sense.
Find a good piece of property.
Okay.
You know, people were saying to me too, that the village seems to be growing in the direction of Cedar Road toward Bailey. So perhaps out there is a better place for the fire station, just given the fact that that's where the village seems to
Except
be.
for those of us that live on the east side of town.
Well, you can hop on 50 and you're over there in just a few minutes.
I've
so,
read the
yeah,
numbers too.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to put a placeholder in for the fire station.
I would suggest that you do and maybe put it in 29 so that it's not affecting the next
Right. Let's put $1.5 million or $2 million.
2 million.
Two.
2 million.
we hear 2.5.
2 million and 29 for a fire station to be determined.
There'll be a lot.
Recreation department truck in 29, but
I don't even know why they want to, I would take it out.
I don't think Ryan's really requesting that anymore.
Yeah, with the, using the other one, so I would remove it.
it's gone. Landscaping upgrades, $25,000 in 29.
I would keep that. I don't know what somebody meant by that, but there's a work that needs to be done.
Yeah,
along the lake.
we could, I'm sure, spend that money.
Yeah.
Squad vests in $25,000, I think it's a cheap item, but I'm sure it's there.
10,000.
10,000.
$10,000, I'm sorry. West Geneva Street, that's not until 31, but these other items don't have any dollars attached to them. Are there any of them we want to attach a dollar to and a date to?
I don't have dollars to give you to,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it was a wish list.
So there's one item I like to get added,
What's that?
$108,500. That is to repay the sewer fund from borrowed funds. When we made that transfer, try to keep it at, we kept it at 850.
Didn't we budget for that?
that we did, and I don't know if that would be capital.
It's not a capital expense.
No.
I think we budgeted for it.
How are we gonna get paid back then? Is it in the budget?
I have to go back and revisit that, but I thought that we had that in the budget for this year.
You're right, Rob, we need to repay that.
What was the dollar amount again?
108.5. I got the budget here, it's not. You know, hold up, we can check it later.
The tourism items don't affect our borrowing, right?
No, not if that's,
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that needs to be added to this?
Dave, what about this borrowing list that you sent me? Got the loader tires on there?
oh, that's the borrowed funds. Those are existing borrowed funds.
Is that the existing borrow fund?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The question to you was, have we done that?
Okay, no, 28. That happens in 28.
Okay. So there's a number of projects on there. If you can give us your insight on it, that would be helpful.
Yeah, because one of the items on the top
Some of
of
them
this,
are completed already.
on the top of this is 2022 bond proceeds.
Okay.
So we need to reconcile that number at some point in time. Okay. Anything else on the CIP? At least the first 3 years worth.
No, this is good, we're getting there.
Okay. Then I think we had a resolution, didn't we, Dave, in our packet?
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
a draft resolution.
That's right here.
Thought I printed all that stuff out, okay. I know I did, but not sure where it went. Then I'd entertain a motion to forward the resolution R 0726 to the board for approval.
So maybe make the motion, because it's just the two of us.
Okay.
I'll second.
No, we didn't have three. Mary's here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll carry that forward to the board and we'll get a revised printout. Okay. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
It was relatively painless. And then Adam, I'm sorry, go ahead,
a
Dave.
a procedural question?
Yeah.
So right now, this will be on the upcoming village board agenda. We have two different sections it can be located in. One would be consent, the other would be under, we have ordinances and resolutions. It's currently under ordinances and resolutions, but with this and with the other items, if there's any recommendations, if you can give me some direction on what your preference is.
I guess my preference would be under ordinances and resolutions, so it would allow for discussion if there is any.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is possible action on capital improvements borrowing. Adam, you'll work on a recommendation for that?
Yeah, essentially what was in the packet, and it won't kind of alter, I think, the overall kind of high level thought process is being discussed is that you go to for borrowing, obviously this year in 2026. And what that would cover would be the, general obligation projects from pretty much 2026 to 2028. So that would cover you about 3 years. Then the intention would be then in 2029, there would be another borrowing then that essentially would include the general obligation levy portions for 29, 30, and 31. So that's kind of what, Kevin and the debt side of the team is looking at, is essentially kind of mapping out two borrowings, one that would occur in 2026, that would basically be for 3 years of your CIP, and then a borrowing then in 2029 that would kind of include the next three. And then there's some discussion kind of after that as to, modeling in essentially about $2 million issued every other year, kind of starting in 2031. So that's what those two kind of graphs are showing you. Is the first one, your chart is showing you kind of the two borrowings and what that essentially does to the debt service levy. And then essentially looping in then after that kind of annual borrowings that would occur in 2031 to kind of keep your debt service levy somewhat stable.
Okay. Comments, Rob, Mary?
No, we rearranged this all this way, that's,
I mean,
we just borrow.
we didn't change the amount we're gonna have to borrow by
No,
much.
but we changed the, from
Project
26 to
time.
27, but the amounts basically stayed the same, so.
We took a few items off, right, in the whole scope of things, not much.
No.
No.
So we'll see how it,
So Dave, what do we need to do with borrowing? Anything at this point in time?
So the numbers will slightly change from what's in your packet, but having a recommendation from committee, I think it would be good to have the CIP considered by the board for approval, plus the borrowing plan, so we can put all of that in motion, and Garrett can start doing what they need to be doing.
Okay. We don't have a
We
resolution?
don't have a resolution for committee. I'll put one together for the board.
Okay.
For the
Committee okay with that?
yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
This is one of the same, this one.
Okay. And the every other year after the $2 million every other year after that, from my perspective, that's to be determined. Depends how revenue from the preserve comes in and when it comes in and how much of that we can set aside for future capital projects.
Right.
Instead of having to borrow every time. Be nice to get there again. Okay, number 5 is discussion and for possible action on the fee schedule for year 2026.
So what changed? You
Again, just a procedure.
Please.
So if that could be in the form of a motion from the committee or the board for the borrowing.
Can we make a motion without having a plan in front?
Well, you have
Tell me what we can move.
the plan and changed substantially.
Okay,
We'll get a revision from Baird, and the resolution's gonna be very brief. But again, just if we can, I can distribute that to the committee before it goes in the board packet so that you can let me know if you have any concerns with it. You let me know how you want to proceed.
Okay, then I will, let me try crafting a motion then. I move on behalf of the committee that we recommend board approval of a borrowing plan for a borrowing in 2026 and again in 2029.
Is that what it is? Is that
Yeah.
right?
According to the plan, revised plan submitted by Baird.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Does that work? Okay. Okay, permit fees. Or fees, some for permits and some for,
Adam, I know you have another meeting
Yeah.
you need to jump to.
I will get you some updates here soon, Dave, so.
Okay.
Should get it to you by the end of the day.
All right.
thanks, Adam.
Yeah, you bet.
Dave, you want to give us some background on this?
Yeah, very high level one. So the input from the village board was solicited, and I received input from really two trustees, Susan, and the other being Steve. And what's not in your packet are the columns off on your right, just because if I attempted to print it, you'd have like 8 size font that nobody could read. But within that, there's a notation for the proposed increase amount, the percentages, where the recommendation came from, and then in some instances, there's the rationale behind it. And Susan, I'll attempt to speak for you, correct if this is wrong. Essentially, what Susan did is assumed a 5% increase annually. So for example, if the fees hadn't been adjusted for 3 years, it'd be 5 times 3 for 15% increase.
Okay,
And so that's the kind of the rationale that's followed throughout. The only exception, when you get down further, is under building permits. That same rationale was suggested, and I'm recommending that. One is we're going to be going out for proposals for building inspectional services, and they may have a different model. One of the things that was explored with our current provider was changing the percentages. So our current contract, I think it's 80-20.
Right.
80% goes to the contractor, 20 to the. During the budget process, coming into 26, I had conversations with the current vendor about increasing that because they've increased the percentages to other communities, Fontana and Lake Geneva. What they responded with really wasn't unexpected, was maybe you could increase your fees. They went and they looked at the area communities and came back with recommendations. That all is kind of on hold because we're going to be going out for proposals for those services. And I would suggest that just be considered as part of the proposals when they come in.
okay. And that's the most complicated set of
It is.
fees we have.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm looking at the page of waterfront, boat slips and launch fees. These are the fees that you already adopted?
Correct. Yeah, for the slips and for the launch fees.
Okay.
About the fishing tournaments.
Those, I just, when I was asked for input on the fee schedule, so that has not gone through committee or anything.
Right. So they would be going to the $100 per boat?
No, it's a single fee for a tournament to be able to set up on the lakefront.
So it's $100
Strictly
plus
a permit fee.
So that it goes from 25 flat fee
Yeah,
per
so you
boat.
wanna have a 10 boat fishing tournament, you gotta buy a permit for $100,
plus pay for 10 boats.
plus pay to launch the boat.
Plus, okay.
And plus whoever's in the tournament's paying the tournament fee to the guy who's running the
So
tournament.
the $25 stays.
No,
No.
25 becomes 100.
No, I was like, why are we charging, everybody complains about
If
fishing
you have
tournaments.
10 boats times 25, that's.
No, it's a single fee for the tournament.
Oh,
Rob, under the fishing
Yeah,
tournament,
okay,
there's
yeah,
a range
okay,
in
okay.
number of boats.
It's a
for the
permit fee to
tournament.
have a tournament, and it allows you to put a tent up by the rec department to do your check-in and weighing and everything else.
In other words.
You can't, just to clarify,
yeah,
you
no, I
can't-
got it.
well, you cannot stop a tournament. You can't stop them from launching and going and fishing. You can stop them from using the lakefront.
Right.
So they can go set up on a bar or a pontoon boat out in the lake and do all their stuff there,
Which
they
they've
want to
done.
which they've done, if they don't want to pay this permit fee.
Okay. I think they deserve to pay it. For the
That's why.
nuisance expense, nothing else.
Yeah, no, charges.
So, Dave, just a question about, so I see there's some font in blue and some in red, and then I see there's some blockings shaded.
Yeah.
Can you help me out understand
Yeah,
what the
so
differences are?
the green shading are, fees that have been previously considered by and recommended by committee. The blue color, font is just the recommended, not the recommended, the requested fee change. I don't remember why that's blue versus black, but it's just another,
Mhm.
recommendation.
So those are things that have changed, like I'm seeing 400, 200%, increases. So,
Right.
and then the red is, on page 3, 2.
Those are the new fees.
Oh, so those are
They are not
resolutions.
old fees.
Okay, so those were
Correct.
by resolution. Okay, all right, thank you.
You cannot increase anything except for the operator license.
Thank you very much, David. Johnson.
So the operator licenses are not, but everything else is, including that publication fee.
Where are those?
They're under alcohol beverages.
What page?
Should be first.
First page? Okay.
They're alphabetical.
That makes it
Okay.
easy.
There you go, alcohol beverages, page 1. So we can't increase the A and B licenses.
We cannot,
Okay.
and we cannot increase the picnic. The only thing we can increase is the operator license.
Wow.
It's Wisconsin, come on. You wanna do some reading, look into, how all that stuff's regulated at the state level. 5 families that own the whole thing and stuff.
At one point, there was one gentleman. His name's Zach. That was in charge.
We happen to own a bar? No?
He's actually pretty young. He kind of jokes about it. He's like, yeah, my parents are proud.
So we can, we could increase the 3 operator licenses?
Yes.
I guess I got a question of whether these are coming to us from committees, or do they need to go to committee, or should we be considering these before they come to us from a committee?
So the green, shaded areas already came through committee.
Right.
All others have not. First step was finance and whether or not we wanted to go to committee.
Well, I guess because it says the resolution dates on it, so some of them have not been updated for a long time.
Mhm.
I mean, 5, 6 years, easy.
I see 19s, 18s.
Yeah, right.
But
So it seems like that 30% of whatever the rate is, but then you also think 5 years.
Susan, you did some work on these. What do you think?
Yeah, so I just went back and based on the last resolution date, estimated a 5% increase per year. And then would propose that we look at a 5% increase every year going forward.
Yeah.
So that we don't fall back into this situation
And
where
those
we've got,
40% increases.
right, and just, I mean, it's a heavy lift for this next year, but I think then after that, it levels out.
Well, if any year, if there was any year we need the money, next year would be it.
Yeah.
And, you know, just, I think in talking with staff and I think our, you know, some of our contracts go up 3 to 5% every year. So we're just sort of trying to keep pace with
Yeah.
those increases.
I guess from a finance chair perspective, I would be more comfortable moving these forward if they came to us from a committee.
That would be the vote that we usually follow.
And we're looking at these for an effective of 1/1/27
No,
No,
these are
we're looking at it for this year.
this year.
I don't disagree with that as being the preferred model. We have some timing issues with some of these fees where we've got to start printing applications, accepting
Oh,
applications,
okay, yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The beach passes and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So
And
if-
both slips.
Those things.
maybe an alternative is if there's a recommendation from finance, the board can consider at their next meeting, and if any of the committee chairs or committee members want to pull and not change some of them, we can kind
Have
of
a,
zero those out, and at least then we'll
got eight,
approve what we can.
we got most of them.
Okay.
Or if not all.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so how about I make a motion to recommend those for approval?
Okay,
So that's the motion.
I'll second that. And we'll change the alcohol beverages on the recommendation.
Yeah.
Anything else we wanted to change in the discussion? I thought I saw when I scrolled through this,
I have a question. So at the last meeting, Mr. Shaughnessy stood up and talked about an $8 fee. Did anyone know what he was referring to?
Yeah, he's
Because he's mentioned it to me too, just like, you
I
know,
think he's talking about the buoys that people put out, you know, by personal property.
Harbor Commission?
Huh?
The
Harbor Commission stuff, yeah. It's a
Oh,
I
so-
think it's a $7 fee.
There's a
right now.
$7
to
fee
your
for
point,
water.
they've got buoys over.
Yeah, you gotta pay
Point.
$7 for each one, $7 for every lift. And he was kind of complaining about that. He was complaining about a bunch of stuff.
No, I was just,
Can I ask a question on this rate schedule? There are changes here to like beach fees and other stuff. Who made
Yeah.
those changes? Who recommended those? Because I don't think I did.
Did you
I
change?
think
the-
that was her 5% per
Yeah, that was
year.
just the 5%.
That was your
Per year.
5%? Oh, okay.
Jennifer,
Based on the last.
can
So
we
that's-
change dog tags? Or are those set by Walworth County?
I think we can change them. I mean, we have to, because we keep a portion now.
Okay.
I can ask them, but I believe we can change them.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
My
anybody-
question was, I have to register my bicycle. Is that
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's always been there.
and I saw somewhere in here, an alarm permit fee. I don't believe we collect that fee anymore.
We do,
Not very many, but
not
yes.
very many.
Because I tried to pay it one time and was told I didn't need to pay it anymore.
And I figured it out after,
Okay,
and we do get some.
okay.
So I created a form and it's currently on our website now.
Do we need to include the horses? Does anyone have a horse in the village? Or maybe that's something we should think about, might be a good tourism issue, people will want to come and pet the horses.
It's on the Wednesday survey.
the explosive fees also seem real low.
That comes from one of my favorite parts of the ordinance.
Well, that's for blowing up those stumps, right?
Yeah, blowing up the stumps.
Anybody speak up in the committee?
One suggestion that on the beach fees and that sort of thing, if we're continuing to accept cash, having those as round.
I was gonna say,
amounts.
some of these should really be rounded up or down and not, at 50 cents and 75 cents.
So direction to round up to a whole dollar or down?
You're asking me, I'd say round up.
Round them up to the next dollar. Right. instead of 50 cents and stuff, 75 cents.
Will do.
And we noticed the parking pass was not increased.
I noticed that.
That's for the beach, that's for the
Trying
resident
to get
parking.
reelected here, it's gonna.
You know, the,
It's
I might-
$3.
I might have just missed that one. That
So-
whole line is missing.
at least just for your consideration, with that low dollar amount, I think having the parking pass makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But is it even worth charging a $3 fee? I don't know how much money we collect.
I think the $3 was to try to cover the cost of the tag.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I would do.
And then we'll address all the electrical fees and all that stuff.
I guess my recommendation would leave it at $3.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and carry this forward. No, I'm sorry, we need to vote on this. All those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed no. Okay, we'll carry that forward to the board. Again, in some part of the agenda that allows for discussion.
Yep.
Okay. I did not update the monthly borrowing status report. We had a meeting on it yesterday to try and figure out what's left over, what projects are done from 2022 borrowing and what the status of those are, and I did not. So I need some input on that, so I do not have an updated report for that. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned. Thank you, folks.
One of the ones that was work in progress.
I'll take it now. Or is this another?
It's got- I didn't know what I was gonna do to do
I
today.
like the,
So those are all the
with the
projects.
percentage.
If you